Welcome to Ethics in Action, Building Your Professional Foundation. My name is Dr. Shanna Hayden, and I am excited to spend this time with you exploring the important role that professionalism and ethics play in supporting students and our schools. Whether you are new to education or have already spent time working with students, professionalism and ethics are skills that continue to develop throughout your career. Every day, paraeducators make dozens of decisions that affect students' experiences. Some decisions are simple, while others require careful thought and judgment. This session is designed to help you build a strong foundation for making decisions that support students, families, colleagues, and your school community. Today, I'm excited to share a bit about my educational journey and professional background, which has greatly shaped my approach to ethical leadership and education. Starting with my undergraduate education, I attended Bloomsburg University of Pennsylvania. This foundation was pivotal in my path as an educator. I furthered my studies at St. Thomas University for my graduate education, where I deepened my knowledge and passion for teaching and leadership. My teaching experience spans English and secondary education for grades 7 to 12, and I've had the privilege of working with kindergarten through 12th grade gifted students. Additionally, I hold a National STEM certification, a Master of Science in Educational Leadership, and a PhD in Ethical Leadership. These experiences have prepared me to guide others in ethical practices within educational settings. Currently, I serve as a STEM and online learning specialist at Blast Intermediate Unit 17, where I continue to champion ethical leadership and innovative educational practices. By the end of this session, you will have a stronger understanding of the importance of ethical practice in your role. We will explore how district policies and procedures help guide daily decision making, examine the unique role paraeducators play within the instructional team, and discuss strategies for continuous professional growth. During the live session, we will also practice applying ethical decision making skills through realistic workplace scenarios and examples. As we move through the session, think about your own experiences working with students. You may have already encountered situations involving confidentiality, communication challenges, or uncertainty about procedures. The concepts we discuss today will help you develop a framework for handling those situations with confidence. By the end of the session, you should feel better prepared not only to identify ethical issues, but also to respond appropriately when they arise. Today's session focuses on 5 key areas: professional learning and ethical practice, understanding roles and responsibilities, following district policies and procedures, building strong professional relationships, and developing habits that encourage continuous growth. As we move through these topics, remember that professionalism is not simply about what we know. It is about how we apply that knowledge each day in service of students and in support of our colleagues and school communities. Many people think professionalism is limited to following rules or dressing appropriately for work. While those things matter, professionalism goes much deeper. It includes how we interact with students, how we respond when challenges occur, how we communicate with coworkers, and how we represent the educational profession. Developing strong professional habits early in your career can make a significant difference in both your effectiveness and your job satisfaction. Educational support professionals have a direct influence on many aspects of the school environment. Your work impacts student achievement, student safety and well-being, classroom climate, family trust, and overall school culture. Every interaction, decision, and action contributes to creating a learning environment that is safe, supportive, and equitable. The way we conduct ourselves has a lasting effect on students and the success of our schools. Students pay close attention to the adults around them. They learn from our words, our actions, and even our attitudes. When adults consistently demonstrate professionalism, students experience stability and trust. Families are also more likely to view schools positively when they observe professional behavior from all staff members. In many ways, educational support professionals help shape the overall culture and climate of a school. One important idea to keep in mind is that students may not remember every lesson they receive, but they will remember how adults treated them. The respect, patience, encouragement, and support we provide often leave a lasting impression. Our daily actions help shape how students view themselves, their school experience, and their ability to succeed. Think back to your own school experiences. Chances are there were adults you remember not because of a particular lesson they taught, but because of how they treated you. Students often remember kindness, encouragement, patience, and respect long after specific academic content has been forgotten. Every interaction is an opportunity to help students feel validated and supported. Professionalism. Professionalism refers to the attitudes, behaviors, and responsibilities that demonstrate competence, integrity, and respect. Professional educators arrive prepared, communicate respectfully, follow policies and procedures, take responsibility for their actions, maintain appropriate boundaries, and continue learning throughout their careers. Professionalism also means representing yourself, your school, and your district in a positive and responsible manner. It is reflected in the choices we make every day, both inside and outside the classroom. Professionalism often becomes most visible during difficult situations. It's relatively easy to remain professional when everything is going smoothly. The true test comes when we are frustrated, stressed, or faced with unexpected challenges. Maintaining composure, acting respectfully, and following established procedures during difficult moments demonstrates professionalism and helps build trust among students and colleagues. Paraeducators support teaching and learning in many different ways. In the area of student support, they encourage independence, reinforce behavior expectations, and promote student engagement and participation. Instructionally, they help reinforce teacher-directed instruction, support small group learning, and assist students with assignments. Within the classroom, they help organize materials, monitor daily routines, and assist students through both expected and unexpected transitions. Your work helps create the conditions necessary for students to learn, grow, and succeed. Because paraeducators work closely with students throughout the day, they often notice the patterns, strengths, and challenges that others may miss. This unique perspective makes paraeducators valuable members of the educational team. Your observations can help teachers better understand student needs, identify concerns early, and develop strategies that support learning and success. A successful school operates through collaboration. Licensed educators are responsible for lesson design, instructional planning, assessment decisions, grading, and evaluating student progress. That is the teacher's job. Paraeducators, on the other hand, implement teacher-directed supports, provide valuable observations and feedback, reinforce instruction, and support student success. While paraeducators work under the direction and supervision of licensed professionals, they are essential and highly valued members of the educational team. Each role is different, but both contribute significantly to positive student outcomes. Clear role expectations help schools operate effectively. Understand the distinction between teacher responsibilities and paraeducator responsibilities protects students and ensures compliance with educational regulations. It also strengthens collaboration because everyone understands how their role contributes to shared goals. Effective teams value the expertise and contributions of every member while respecting professional boundaries. Ethics are principles that guide our decisions and our actions. Ethical behavior means doing what is right, treating people fairly, acting honestly, respecting confidentiality, and protecting student dignity. In education, ethical decisions are not always the easiest decisions. However, making ethical choices helps maintain trust, supports professionalism, and ensures that students and families feel respected and protected. Ethics become especially important when there is no obvious answer. There may be situations where policies do not address every detail or where multiple solutions seems possible. In those moments, ethical principles provide guidance. They help us focus on fairness, honesty, respect, and student well-being so that our decisions align with the values of the profession. One of the most important ethical responsibilities in education is maintaining confidentiality. Students and families trust school personnel with sensitive information. This may include academic performance, disabilities and accommodations, medical information, family circumstances, or even behavioral records. Before sharing any information, ask yourself one simple question. Does this person have a legitimate educational need to know this information? If the answer is no, the information should not be shared. Protecting confidentiality is essential to maintaining trust and professionalism. Confidentiality is one of the most frequently misunderstood responsibilities in education. Sometimes staff members may unintentionally share information in casual conversations without realizing the impact. Even seemingly harmless comments can reveal private information. Developing the habit of carefully considering whether information should be shared helps protect students and families while maintaining professional trust. Confidentiality extends far beyond the classroom. It applies in hallways, staff rooms, social media interactions, community events, and conversations with friends and family. Student information should never be discussed in public places or with individuals who do not have an educational need to know. Protecting student privacy is not only an ethical responsibility, it is also a demonstration of respect for students and their families. When we protect confidentiality, we protect the trust that is essential for successful schools. Today's technology creates additional challenges for protecting privacy. Social media, smartphones, and online communication make it easier than ever to accidentally disclose information. Professional educators understand that confidentiality expectations remain in place regardless of the setting. Whether online or in person, student information must always be protected. Healthy professional boundaries help everyone feel respected and safe. Maintaining boundaries involves keeping interactions professional, following district communication protocols, avoiding favoritism, using school-approved communication tools, and remaining objective and respectful. It is important to remember that boundaries are not barriers. Instead, they are safeguards that help support positive professional relationships and ensure that interactions remain appropriate and focused on students' best interests. Strong relationships are important, but professional boundaries ensure those relationships remain healthy and appropriate. Boundaries help prevent misunderstandings and maintain consistency. They also help students understand expectations and create an environment where everyone is treated fairly and professionally. School policies and procedures exist for important reasons. They help promote safety, ensure consistency, protect students and staff, support equitable learning opportunities, and clarify expectations. When everyone follows established procedures, schools function more effectively, students receive consistent support, and understanding and following district expectations is a key part of professional responsibility. Policies are often created in response to real situations that have occurred in schools. They are designed to promote safety and consistency rather than create unnecessary restrictions. When staff members understand the purpose behind policies, it becomes easier to see how those procedures support both educational goals and student well-being. Even experienced educators encounter situations where they are uncertain about what action to take. In those moments, the best practice is simple: pause before acting. Ask yourself what district procedures say, what guidance the teacher has provided, who can help clarify the situation, and what action best supports students and school expectations. Seeking guidance is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it is a sign of professionalism and a commitment to making responsible decisions. One of the most important habits a professional can develop is the willingness to ask questions. New employees sometimes worry that asking for help makes them appear inexperienced. In reality, supervisors generally appreciate staff who seek clarification rather than making assumptions. Asking questions demonstrates responsibility and a commitment to doing what is best for students. When uncertainty arises, remember this sequence. Pause. Pause, ask questions, understand expectations, seek guidance, and then execute appropriately. Taking time to gather information and make informed decisions helps prevent mistakes and ensures that your actions align with school policies, ethical standards, and student needs. Thoughtful decision making is an important part of professional practice. Taking a moment to slow down before responding can prevent many problems. Emotional reactions often lead to mistakes, while thoughtful responses lead to better outcomes. By following the simple process of pausing, asking questions, seeking guidance, and then acting, professionals can make more informed decisions and reduce unnecessary risks. Now, for an ethical decision-making framework. A simple framework can guide many daily decisions. First, ask yourself if the action is safe. Will it protect student well-being? Next, determine whether it is respectful. Does it honor the dignity of everyone involved? Then, consider whether it is consistent with school policies and procedures. Finally, ask whether it's professional. Would you feel comfortable explaining your decision to your supervisor? These 4 questions provide a useful structure for navigating difficult situations and making ethical choices. This framework can be applied to situations large and small. Whether deciding how to respond to a student concern, handle confidential information, or support a colleague, these 4 questions provide a practical tool for reflection. Over time, using this framework becomes a habit that strengthens professional judgment. Strong communication strengthens teamwork and improves support for students. Professional communication includes active listening, clear and respectful language, timely sharing of concerns, accurate observations, and constructive problem solving. Effective communication should always contribute to solutions rather than conflict. When staff members communicate openly and respectfully, students benefit from a more supportive and coordinated educational experience. Communication problems are often at the root of workplace misunderstandings. Clear, respectful communication helps prevent confusion and builds stronger relationships. Effective communications and effective communicators focus on listening just as much as speaking. When people feel heard and respected, collaboration becomes easier and far more productive. Students achieve the greatest success when educators work together. Successful collaboration is built on mutual respect, shared goals, professional trust, open communication, and appreciation for different perspectives. Every member of the educational team plays an important role in student success. By valuing one another's contributions and working together toward common goals, we create stronger learning environments for all students. No single educator can meet all student needs independently. Student success depends on teamwork among teachers, paraeducators, specialists, administrators, and families. Collaboration allows schools to combine different perspectives, strengths, and expertise to create the best possible support for our students. Professional learning does not end after initial training. Growth occurs through workshops and trainings, coaching and mentoring, professional conversations, self-reflection, and learning from experience. One important habit of effective professionals is reflective practice. Take time to consider what went well, what challenges you encountered, how your actions impacted the students, and what you might do differently in the future. Feedback is also an important tool for growth. Effective professionals listen openly, ask clarifying questions, consider suggestions thoughtfully, and implement appropriate changes. Small improvements made consistently over time lead to significant professional growth. Now, growth does not always require major changes. Often, professional development happens through small improvements made consistently over time. Reading a professional article, participating in a training session, reflecting on feedback, or trying a new strategy can all contribute to long-term growth and effectiveness. A strong professional foundation is built on ethical behavior, respectful communication, student confidentiality, collaboration, continuous learning, and a commitment to student success. These habits are not occasional habits. They are daily practices that support both educators and students. By consistently demonstrating these qualities, you strengthen your effectiveness as a professional and contribute to a positive school culture. These characteristics work together rather than existing independently. Ethical behavior strengthens trust. Communication strengthens relationships. Collaboration improves support for students. Continuous learning helps professionals adapt to changing needs. Together, these habits form a foundation for long-term success in education. As we conclude, remember that every day matters. The choices you make, the relationships you build, and the support you provide have a lasting impact on students. By committing yourself to professionalism, ethical practice, and continuous growth, you help create a learning environment where all students can thrive. Excellence is not a single act. It is a habit built through daily professional choices. Thank you for your dedication to your students and for your commitment to making a positive difference in education. As you continue your professional journey, remember that excellence is built on one decision at a time. Students benefit from adults who consistently choose professionalism, respect, and integrity. Even small actions can have a lasting impact. By focusing on ethical practice every day, you contribute to a positive learning environment where students, families, and staff can all thrive. Thank you all for joining me today as we explored the important topic of ethics in action. I truly hope that our discussion provided you with valuable insights and practical strategies that you can apply in your professional lives. Remember, the choices we make on a daily basis shape the educational environment and have a profound impact on our students' lives. By committing to ethical practices, we not only support our students, but also foster a culture of trust and integrity in our schools. Let's wrap up by ensuring everyone knows how to reach out for further discussion and support. I'm your go-to person for anything related to STEM, gifted, or online learning. Feel free to reach out by phone at 570-323-8561, which is extension 1017, or via email at shayden@iu17.org, noting that email is the best way to get in touch with me. Remember, collaboration and communication are key to our collective success. Don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you.